Okay, so we went over the amplifiers and now we went over the pedals and now I'll go over the guitars. As opposed to what most people think, you don't really need a hollow body guitar. You don't need a Gretsch guitar. You don't need a really fancy expensive guitar. Pretty much any will do. A lot of the guitar playing comes from your own fingers, your own style. I mean from the rockabilly style. But for me, it feels more comfortable playing hollow body, the width of the body, as well as the resonation of the strings. And the look, honestly, it's a really, really great classic look, and I dig it a lot. So really, you could play any guitar. Like I said, you could use any amplifier. You don't really need any fancy pedals. A lot of stuff comes from, again, your own playing and the amplifier, which is a big deal. One thing I do recommend is using the Bigsby effect here, which is a very common technique that's used a lot for like rockabilly sound. A lot of psychobilly plays it. Definitely going for like the neo rockabilly sound, like Stray Cats. Very, very common for them to use it, and a lot of the other ones. That's about it. One thing I could say though, if you want to play like more like psychobilly stuff, you would have to be a little bit careful because with a hollow body, it echoes. So the more you distort the sound, the more feedback you'll get. So you have to be careful with that. I know a lot of psychobilly and punkabilly musicians, they put a solid woodblock piece onto here, and they also cover up the F holes to avoid the feedback, or they simply use a solid body guitar. Not really a Gibson. I've seen them mostly use, oh no, they actually use Gibson guitars, solid body ones. But you could also could do a Fender. You could use Gretsch Pro Jet or Do Jet, whatever you need. But again, I go with the hollow body for the most part. That's it. I use 10 strings. 10 gauge strings. I don't use 9s. I find 9's too thin. I find 11's too thick. I use regular wound Ernie Bowl strings. And that's it. So